Good, my good people out there. In a minute, been busy. It's working. Trying to survive. Crazy world we living in. World's wild. I mean, it's wild. You don't gotta live in a big city for it to be wild. You don't have to be rich for it to be wild. You don't have to be famous for it to be a wild world. Um, just get up and go to work every day and see how wild it is. Have kids and see how wild it is. Have friends. Um, be black, be white, be a man, be a woman. See how wild it is. Uh, I am cousin Dilly, and this is Talk Dilly to me. And Talk Dilly means basically keeping it real, speaking truths. Uh, some opinions will be stated as well, uh, but the realness is definitely needed, and the realness is definitely wanted. Uh, Appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. Just a young man trying to do some things. Um, Talk sports real fast. Here we are, halfway through the NFL season. Um, we looking like Philadelphia is the favorite to win it all. Can't never. You can never count the Kansas City Chiefs out. Never. Dallas is looking decent. Uh, NFC wise, Dallas. I say I go with Philly, Dallas. Who else is over there? Everybody else is looking wild, man. Let's see the Raiders, the Falcons are lead their division. Let's see. Who's in the NFC West? Oh, can't count the 49ers out either. So I go Philly, 49ers, Dallas. So Philly's in the NFC East, Dallas in the NFC East. So you'll have the NFC South. You're gonna have probably have the look like the Falcons. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, the West you're gonna have 49ers, North NFC North. Who's in the North? Who's up in the NFC North? NFC North. What is that? Chicago, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit. Gotta watch out for Detroit. So I'm going with Jalen Hurts as my MVP as a regular season right now. Um, Boy's bad. That's a bad man. And I like how he's overcame all those obstacles, all those naysayers, all those haters. I think he's balling out of control. Uh, I don't see how, really, I'm going to tell you, to my opinion, Jalen Hurts should have won the MVP last year. Uh, I think it's BS that okay, if you look at the stats and whatnot, I mean, they gave it to Aaron Rodgers. And I think, a lot of the NFL is, I ain't trying to be biased or whatnot, but I think they like that white poster boy person. And Aaron Rodgers is a good dude. He's a bad man. You can't take that away from him. But last year, Jalen Hurts should have won the MVP, um, hands down. Um, I don't think Aaron Rodgers was better than Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes last year. Um, so therefore, I think that Jalen Hurts should have won the MVP last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year. Jalen Hurts should have won the MVP. So I'm going with the Eagles right now. Over in the NBA, commentators are wild. Like I will listen to some of these commentators, and it's like they just make up stories. You know what I'm saying? Um, Michigan and well, it's like I'm gonna go to college. So Michigan and Ohio State just played, and Ohio State just lost. So of course, after a loss, they're gonna be pointing fingers. Everybody points fingers after the losses and whatnot. Um, and they were talking about that they should fire the coach. And, you got old players saying fire the coach. Like, what? Come on now. Like, you know, no knock at you, no knock. But Maurice Claret, brother, all the stuff you've been through, all the trials and tribulations that you went through, you're gonna say off the top that a man should be fired. Second chances, stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the team is just a better team, dude. Michigan's a better team than Ohio State right now. Just like the 5 or 6 years that Ohio State beat Michigan, they were a better team. Same coach, Jim Harbaugh. You know, but it's just people they just say all these stuff. You got these young men out here. And that's the thing. You got men that are you know 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old talking about 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids. Um, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids, man. Yeah, and y'all play the sport. Y'all know how it goes. Sometimes you overlook people. All that stuff goes into the sports. Yes, it's the coach's job to get the kids prepared, but it's still their job to go out there and perform. That's how I look at it. And if you watch a game, you can't just go off of the who won and who lost. You know, Michigan is a better team than Ohio State. If you look at the teams and you watch how they played all year, Michigan has dominated everybody. Just like so, if y'all saying that this is how wild people are. If y'all are saying that Ohio State coach should be fired, then what about Nick Saban? Is he get a pass because he's won so many because he hasn't beaten Georgia in last 3 or 4 tries? Um, so does he get a pass? Like it's just like if it goes for one, it should go for all. Okay. Um, so Michigan's a better team than Ohio State, in my opinion, just by watching and looking at the teams. Just like Georgia's a better team than Alabama, where they've won. They've just been a better team. This year it's going to be with Georgia and Alabama. I think it'll be. I think it'll be close. I'm going with Georgia. I'll go with Georgia. I'd stay with Georgia. I'm just a Georgia man. I go with Georgia. Uh, the NBA, the NBA's wild for sure. The NBA is like you don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on in the NBA. You can't you can't get a clear fix on who's the best team. You can get clear you can see who some bad teams are, but you can't see who the good teams are yet because shit nobody played yet. Um, I'm rooting for the Clippers to do something real good, real big. Um, Even with the MVP stuff last year, you know, this is what I say. When Russell Westbrook won the MVP, he averaged a triple double. He ended up averaging a triple double the next 3 years. How do you win the MVP averaging a triple? So I think these awards are BS to me because what are you going off of? The man won the MVP with a triple double. He averages it for 2, 3 more years. Not saying that he should have won it. I'm just saying that's what you gave it to him for because the team that he won the MVP on, I believe that was the Thunder. They were, I believe they were maybe a 5 or 6 seed. They weren't even a top 3 seed in the playoffs. And I've never knocked Russell. Russell's my dog. I'm not saying nothing about Russell. Russell's my dog. I love Russell Westbrook. If I wish if I had a kid and I would want him. In fact, there is a kid around here that plays just like him to me. Um, I would tell him to play with that same heart. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many. I don't know anybody in the NBA that plays with that heart. I can't remember. I can't recall anybody that plays with the heart that Russell Westbrook plays with. It's a game, and the game is all about. It's not a game. It's a game that mistakes happen, and you know, turnover. You can turn, whatever. But and people shun the man for whatever reason. And of course, anybody that stands next to LeBron James, Michael Jordan, those individuals, you're going to be looked at as you're gonna have a microscope on you like major. Look at what they do on Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is supposed to be a top 75 player. Anthony Davis does not play like a top 75 player. Or hold on, I would say he doesn't produce like a top 75 player in my eyes as much as he should. Um, I did listen to a commentator, and here's the thing. See, it's all about it's like these systems that they fall into. You feel me? Anybody that falls into the Greg Popovich system is going to be a good player. It's going to turn out to be pretty decent. So it's like a system type thing too. So I think that Anthony Davis is in a system that is not going to work for him with the Lakers. They need AD. They want AD to be a AD's a 20 and 10 guy. That's what he is. He's a 20 and 10 guy. A 2010, he's a 2010 four blocks. He should have 4 blocks a game too. And I did listen to a comment and they made good sense. AD is a better defensive player than he is an offensive player, especially when he can't cut, he's in on. But anyway, you put anybody next to LeBron, they're going to be microscoped. They're going to be looked at, no matter what. Especially if you're a former MVP, especially if you came off of a team that, you come off of teams that went to the finals and stuff like that. So I understand all that, but to call somebody, to say that they ain't good, you just say you just don't fit. They just don't fit that. They just don't fit. They just don't fit in that system. Uh, Phoenix, I don't know what's up with them. They gonna need some more defense, in my opinion. Unless Bradley Beal, unless the big three can, unless they can come up with unless if the big three can give you, they're gonna have to give you 80 points, which they can. 80 to 90 points. If they can get you 80 to 90 points, that means the rest of the team only has to score 30. Um, and they can do that. Grayson Allen, and they can get you 30 points. Um, Nurkic, they can get you 30 points. Boston's 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 gonna be deadly. Milwaukee's gonna be deadly. Name them. They got to get their system. They got to get their system together. They got to. I really don't understand how you go after the pick and roll with Giannis and Dame. It's automatic. It's an automatic thing. Uh, MVP. Oh, it's too early to call it MVP, but like I said, the way that they both do the MVP voting is ridiculous to me because how the Joker should have been MVP again if you look at it by the numbers. Embiid, bad man. Philly's balling too. So I'm gonna go with I gotta go with Denver right now. I got to stay with Denver if healthy. I'd go with Denver. You got to watch out for Boston, and you got to watch out for Milwaukee, Phoenix. The Lakers are going to be subpar. The Lakers are not. LeBron is can't do it all, and he ain't got enough help offensively. Uh, they said so. They're saying that I don't like to talk about allegations about people because allegations are wild. Uh, Colorado, this is my thing. You know, everybody jumped on the Colorado bandwagon, which is cool. And this is what I say about the Colorado bandwagon situation. In the area I'm in, we have a high school coach that's a black man. He's won a state championship in high school as a player. In Kentucky, he's the only one. He's the only player. He's the only person that's won a state championship as a player and as a coach. And the people in the community do not support him the way that they support Deion Sanders. And I'm just like, what? You don't even know Deion Sanders. You don't know nothing about how he lives or whatnot. You don't talk to him. You can't talk to him. You don't communicate with him. You didn't grow up with him like some of these guys did. And it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we support Deion Sanders because he's black, of course. We support him because he's got black kids. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. But why are you not supporting your local coaches, your local black coaches, not just local black coaches, coaches period that are, if you ever coached a kid, if you ever coached anybody, you know that it's tough coaching these kids nowadays. It's 2023. These kids got all kind of stuff going on. Their minds are everywhere. Games, shoes, social media, you name it. These kids, so it's hard as heck to coach a kid right now. And you tell me that a coach that wins and goes to state championships year after year, a coach that won a state championship, and then we always say, "Oh, we need this type of coach." No, you need a coach who's gonna hold kids accountable. You need a coach who's gonna kids in their butts. You need a coach that's gonna play who needs to be playing. So don't come to me, oh, you should support Dion, and oh, I support who I supposed to support. You know what I'm saying? Colorado, in my opinion, was well overrated. They were overrated. They beat a TCU team that was decapitated. They weren't the same team that went to the championship game. And did you see what happened to them in the championship game? All those kids, the whole new roster. The rankings came out. They was ranked what 16, 17, overrated, overranked. Shall I say? I gonna say overrated. They weren't that type of class. Cool. They beat a Nebraska team that can only score 5 points a game. Let's see, Colorado State. Colorado State, if they hadn't been so crazy and losing their dang on minds with all them dang penalties, they wouldn't have beat them. So what's that? 3 games. Who's that other team they beat? They only won 4, so it's one more team that they beat. Okay, so in granted, this is a new system, but this is the thing. This is the thing I noticed about Deion Sanders, and I love Deion Sanders. Love it. It must be the money, and I used to follow him when he played baseball because I love Deion Sanders. As an athlete, he was great. As a coach, as a man, as a father, he's a great man. But all men have a kryptonite. They all, like I said, they all have a weakness, and his weakness is losing. His weakness is losing. When he loses, it's a whole different story, and all the shit, the focus is blunt shifted. Oh, we're going to be better next year. No, we're talking about right now, Prime. The same way you was talking about those games you won, brother. We're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he could, the atmosphere is going to get to those kids. Man, let me tell you something. If I was 16, 17, 18 years old, 19 years old, and I'm having all these celebrities pop up in the locker room and, tell me I'm this, that. I mean, that plays a role too. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then with that being said, you got a kid over here getting all the attention, and you got a kid over here just not getting in. You're supposed to make it equal. Now, of course, we got kids are going to be better. Some kids are better. We know who's better, but you still in the coach's mind, he's got to make it an equal playing field. And I ain't saying he didn't, but I'm just saying he's got to. That's what you have to do, and that makes kids want to perform. That makes kids want to produce. Ain't nothing wrong with getting these young men out of their situations and getting them to situations that's going to be beneficial to them, their families, their kids, their communities, themselves. At the same time, the kids that's getting those benefits, even if they do get them, what about their self-esteem? What about their communication? What about their humbleness? What about being humble? What about their humility? What about all those types of things, the honesty and things like that? And I'm sure Prime's teaching them all that, but from the outside looking in, it just looks like it's a lot for those kids to be carrying all those traits and things when you have the atmosphere that they have up there in Colorado. Um, Colorado's going to the Big 12. It ain't going to get no easier. It's not going to be any easier. It's going to be it's going to get worse. It's going to get tougher. So I say it's going to get tougher. The schedule's going to be tough. You're going to play much better teams. Everybody's going to be still gunning for you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get out there, I think that the target was placed up on Colorado off of the trash talking, off of the lack of humility that was portrayed in some of the post game interviews, pre game interviews. Like some of the stuff shouldn't have been said, publicly. Even with the situation with the coach from Colorado State. That's a learning experience you teach your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not gonna like you, and this is a competitive game. And sometimes in Dion, I mean not Dion, in any individual, in the heat of the battle, people say something they shouldn't say, or they wouldn't say, or they'll apologize for it later. Arguments, whatnot. I'm trying to get any advantage I can get. So I'll say whatever to the coach. Hey, coach, you need to take your glasses off when you talk, or you shouldn't come in pimping, or you shouldn't be listening to that dang old music. I'm trying to throw you off your game plan. You know what I'm saying? And it almost worked. with that coach from Colorado. It almost worked because they had that game won had they not had 9,000 penalties. Uh, is is Shador Sanders a top five quarterback? In my opinion, I don't think he. I don't think in college he's one of the top five quarterbacks. You got to go. I'm gonna go. You got to go with Knicks. You got to go with Penix. Alabama's quarterback's pretty decent, pretty good. Michigan's quarterback's good. Oregon State's quarterback's good. Of course, you got to go with Caleb Williams, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Um, I don't see him as a top five quarterback. That's just my opinion. He's good, but I see some things in his game that needs to be worked on. Coming from that HBC to that Pac-12, and next year's going to be a big year for him. Next year's going to be a make or break year for that man. I got a whole lot of mechanics to work on, and you know, I just think he got some work to be done to become a top five quarterback. Um, that's just my take. That's just daily sports. I just talk sports. So I watch a lot of sports. I'm not none of these analysts that went to school. I ain't no journalist or nothing, but I watch it. I mean, I can see when I know what a mismatch is. A 6'8" guy on a 5'8", a 5'10" guy. That's a mismatch. Give him the ball. A 6'8" receiver on a 5'10" defensive back. I know what it is. Throw the ball up. My line's bigger than yours. We're gonna run the ball. You know what I'm saying? My team's faster than yours. We're gonna run the ball. My team's faster than yours. We're gonna fast break you to death. And I'm a defensive guy. I like defense, basketball. First one's basketball. I like defense. Oh, what about Acuna Jr.? Oh man, he's a dog too. Acuna Jr. and the guy from the man from oh my goodness, from the Texas Rangers. Both of them guys. Who was that from the Texas Rangers? What's his name? How that man's a beast, boy. Got to talk some baseball now. Got to talk some baseball. Got to talk some baseball. You know anything, man? I forgot. Man, that dude was. Man, I gotta get that jersey. I don't even like jerseys, but I'm getting that jersey. I'm gonna get me a Jalen Hurts jersey. I'm gonna get me a Tyreek Hill jersey. Uh, uh, I gotta get that dude's jersey. What's his name? I don't know about it. I might get me a Tawny jersey. Yeah, I might give me a Tawny jersey. Garcia, is his name Garcia? What is his name? Uh, Seager's a dog too. Love Seager. Garcia, that's his name. Adolis Garcia. I might be saying that right. Oh man, he's a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast, boy. He is a beast. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I gotta get that. Oh, my old boy OG Dusty. Dusty retired. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know too much. I just watch a lot of sports. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about sports and whatnot. So you're gonna just another day in my neighborhood, just trying to survive. I watch a lot of YouTube too. YouTube's crazy too, man. I mean, it's some wild stuff on YouTube, man. Man, shit. I mean, it's wild. But does bad. We love the Lakers. They ain't like oh Lakers ain't Lakers is nothing, man. I mean their team's not good. Who are earning minimum wage to go and do this. It's very rare that the gov lets me. Yeah, yeah. So that's just my daily sports. I ain't the world's crazy out here, man. And sports is a good way to get out and enjoy some things. But take heed. You feel me? It's just a game. And remember, these individuals. If you play sports, you know how it goes. I'm a varsity high school as far as I went. With varsity in high school, football, and basketball, and baseball. I played baseball. So I ain't, I'm not no expert in nothing, but I do know, I can still go to the gym and give me a double double. You feel me? I can do that for sure. So I'll tell you, y'all be cool out there. I'll be posting these videos here and there. Feel me? Y'all be cool out there. Talk Dilly to me.